to.
We should find that. Did you record? Did you push record?
Yeah, I push record, but I don't know where it's
We
recording to.
We should find that destination one of these days. We should set aside just to find the destination of where our videos are going on.
Yeah.
That probably might be important. I don't know. It's on the other platforms, so I don't know. I don't mind. Good evening. I am Ian. This is my lovely wife,
Rachel?
We are of Big Family Life in the Simpson family home, and 4 F's with the Simpson family. The 4 F's representing faith, family, food, and fitness. Faith, because we believe we can do all things through Him who loves us. Family, because aside from God, there's nothing and no one more important on this earth. Food, because food is medicine. And fitness, because we believe overall wellness can be achieved by pursuing a strong mind, soul, and body. Hence, 4 F's to manifest your best life by God under grace. This is real talk, and the conversation continues. If happiness is a choice, and if we've identified in our day-to-day situation and circumstance that we're not quite happy, how do we get from here, wherever it is that we are, to being happy? Good evening, Grandma Debbie. God bless you.
Good evening. I think we had a conversation today, and I just want to touch on it a bit.
Sure.
It's just something that I guess it was brought to my attention, and we conversed about it today, and it's in regards to our parental rights. You know, you and I, we just had a really good conversation as we were coming home and from our grocery shop.
Yeah.
And it's really concerning because,
Thank you.
you know, we've seen information. Hi.
Good evening, Nick. God bless you.
Yes.
Good evening, Nick. God bless you. Thanks for stopping in. You're just in time. This is, we just, maybe, actually, Nick, you can help us confirm some information that we got out of the Ontario region this evening, today, that's very concerning, and Rachel is just touching on it now. I'm going to get out the way. Go ahead, Mom.
Yeah, so it was, with the information we received is that in Ontario, they were actually offering children ice cream after receiving a vaccination.
Right.
And with that, like, ice cream is not bad, just in moderation. However,
and that's fine. It's not the issue.
It's not. That's not the issue. It is. They can actually. Children can go and get a vaccination without their parents' consent.
12 years old and older is what the government has decided.
So what I find so disturbing is nothing to do with the whole vaccine, whatever.
It's not vax or anti-vax.
No,
please, let's be very clear. That's not what this is.
For me, it's the ability for our children to go and get a medical vaccination without our consent. I'm not, I just feel like that's the start of what's going to be coming forward. If a child at the age of 12 can go and get something done to their body without acknowledging that their parents are gathering the right information to make the right possible decision for their children, and that the government is now able to come in and say, oh, you don't have to listen to your parents, you can go and get it done yourself. So is this the first step as to taking away our parental rights and allowing our children to make life-altering decisions?
Life-altering. And
so that's disturbing.
And if I can jump on that very quickly, I have to say that, again, this is not a conversation about pro or anti anything. This is not a conversation about pro or anti anything. This is simply a conversation about maintaining parental rights. Now, if you're saying that a child has the ability to choose and decide for themselves at 12 years old whether or not they were going to go out and get this vaccine, then, well, I mean, why stop there? At this point now, you've lowered the age of consent to 12 years old. So now that child has the legal right to go get a driver's license, to go buy cigarettes, to go
enter a bar. Well, I know bars aren't open, but a bar.
Right. However, I mean, where do we stop? Right? I mean, now you're saying that child at 12 is mature enough to consent to sexual relations. So where does it end? Where does it end? And again, I cannot be clear enough. This is not a conversation about pro or anti-vaccination. This is not a conversation about pro or anti-mask. This is not a conversation about pro or anti
COVID.
COVID. Thank you.
Yeah.
This is strictly a conversation as parents. Where do we draw the line when we say that the government is now being intrusive into our God-given right to parent our children? And why is the government incentivizing? Why are we offering candy? Why are we? What are we talking? Good
No, I
evening,
think
Jacob. And God
I
bless you.
think he checked in already, and you were already talking about what we were talking about.
So we found out today that in Toronto that the government has decided that it's a good idea that they're sending out ice cream truck, mobile vaccination units, ice cream trucks, and after a child gets their vaccine, they can get a free ice cream. And, that just poses a great deal of health issues. I mean, who is administering these vaccines, first of all? I mean, do they have techs out there on these trucks? Why is the government incentivizing our children to make such this is it's a pro or anti whatever. It's a serious decision. It's not a decision to be entered into lightly. There are conversations that should be had and questions that should be asked and answered. And whatever side of the equation you come down on, God bless you, that's your God-given right to choose. Having said that, why is the government incentivizing our children with candy to go out and have this procedure done? And I mean, the incentive suggests that, with or without the consent of a parent. I mean, that's not, and again, Jacob, this is not a conversation about pro or anti-vaccine.
And not saying like ice cream is bad.
Or even that pro or anti
It's
ice cream. This is a conversation about why the government is incentivizing children to possibly go against the wishes of their parents.
or even with the wishes of their parents.
Right.
And going to get something done without even their knowledge.
Yeah,
and then something occurs, and then what? The parent's not even there.
Why are we circumventing the rights of a parent? Because, as I understand it, now suppose this child has an adverse reaction outside of the presence of not even parental knowledge, and the child has an adverse reaction. Who takes responsibility at that point? That's the nature of medicine, and that's the big argument against, I think, blanket healthcare, is that every individual is just that, an individual, and what might be good for you might kill me. That is just the nature of medicine. You cannot prescribe the same thing to everyone blanketly.
Yeah, and the other thing too is that, like we were talking about the, strangers giving out ice cream. We were taught not to
Good
take
morning, Harry.
treats
God
from
bless you.
strangers. So why are we allowing treats to be given by strangers, and with an actual medical? I don't even know if it's a medical, because doctors, I don't think, are even administering them.
Well,
However,
Jacob works at one of the clinics. So, Jacob, why are doctors not administering the vaccinations? Why can't I go to my doctor to get the vaccine? I have to go
let's
to
see.
one of these clinics. Well, what's that all about? The computer
Oh,
will
no.
restart.
Oh no.
Pause it. Kill that, please.
Options.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh.
There we go.
Oh boy. My life was clicking down there.
That was close. Because the information that what we have is that you can call your, here in Winnipeg, we call your local doctor, your GP, and ask for the administered vaccine, and we can't do that. We have to go to the clinics. We
Sorry, I'm reading in my
have to
head
go to
here.
the clinics, and that's just interesting to me. Why the doctors? Because this would seem to
And
be
see,
a
like,
medical procedure, right?
and that's what he's saying here, right? He works at one of the clinics in Windsor, and minors still need their parents' approval, for.
Right.
However, here in Manitoba, there was actually advertising that children don't need their parents' approval.
Right.
You
That's
can-
been the big push on both coasts, actually, Newfoundland and BC.
Yeah, so it's like, is it for every province? There's an individual.
It
Or
seems
not
to
a,
be. It's an individualistic thing. It by no means is there. And from what I understand, the information coming out of the states is that the governors all are doing, like, certain states are open, other states are completely locked down. Here in Canada, up until recently, the information we had was that BC was wide open. Now BC is completely locked down, and Ontario is in complete lockdown. And from province to province, city to city, there's no one set code, which is odd.
it's like somebody you converse with, and I have, you're asking a very personal question, and I usually respond with a very personal question back. So I'll leave it at that.
Have you gotten your vaccine?
That's why I'm like,
have you been tested for AIDS?
That's it.
Personally, for me, and that's just her opinion. For me, I actually don't care.
Yeah.
I don't have the vaccine. I have no intention of getting the vaccine, and that's not to say that I have anything against the vaccine. It's just that for me, it's not. I'm into preventative medicine. I'm into preventative treatment.
Yeah.
And we live a lifestyle that is conducive to prevent us from getting sick. Right? So,
however, we're going off topic.
Yeah.
I want to stick to the parents.
Yeah.
I want to stick to, F COVID, whatever, for me anyways, because what it's doing is actually taking away our parental rights. And I don't think that a lot of people see what's actually going on, especially for parents, because we can send our child to school. Schools are locked down. So I can't, as a parent, just walk in to the school and say, hey, so I need to pick up so-and-so. Now you actually have to stop at a security camera, ring a doorbell, and say, I'm here to see so-and-so.
And I need permission to come get my child.
Yeah.
My child is in your care and control, and I can't come into a building where my child is. I need your permission to come in. And no. And Mike just said that, because the conversation goes where the conversation will. And Mike has pointed out it is not FDA approved. And that is probably one of the number one reasons why, and again, I'm not anti anything. However, I do research diligently, and you can't even really call it a vaccine per se, because it hasn't gotten FDA approval, and as such, it's still just an experimental drug.
Yeah, and he says, is that Jacob? He says, I think healthcare with children is a big gray area because we leave it up to parents, but sometimes parents are
in fact delusional.
But then you also have parents that have different cultural beliefs.
Facts.
So again, who's right and who's wrong? And
Jacob said, not talking about COVID specifically. I'm not disagreeing with you at all, Jacob. I agree. And as my wife said, you have cultural disconnects and so on and so forth. And when you're dealing with two or more convictions of belief, you're two or more individuals, you're talking multiple convictions of belief. We're all right, at least in our own mind. Right? And that's why, we stay committed to the idea that, our right to swing our arms ends at our person. Therefore, you're right. Whatever your conviction of belief, you're right. I'm not here to challenge you on that. We're just here to have a conversation. And Mike has gone on
that's why that conversation for me is all about our, parents.
Right, the parental rights. And because at the end of the day, our God-given parental right to say yes or no, I agree or I disagree, I consent or I do not consent, and that's all. And I would defend anyone's right to have their opinion. I'd have their own opinion, even if it's contrary to my own. Especially if it's contrary to my own, I will defend your right to have it.
Oh, Debbie! Debbie up here. She said that would be the day someone vaccinated my kids without my permission and me being there.
And that's all we're talking about, Grandma Debbie. That's the only conversation, is that, why is the government trying to circumvent parental consent? Yeah. And Ryan here says, I'm 15 and you're getting your vaccine on Monday. God bless you. That is your, between you and your parents, whatever decision that you guys came up with, was that a decision you made on your own, or is that in conjunction with your family? You know what I mean? God bless you. Whatever, family decision. Whatever, live your best life, right? However, as a parent, I do not consent. I do not consent, and that's very troublesome to me. Micah says what's going on is the tests that are required to get the FDA approval, they will start handing out lollipops, candy, and money to take the vaccine. And I mean, and in certain states, the information I'm getting is that it's a lottery. You get your name gets entered and you can win $1 million once a week for the next. In Alberta, they're handed out college tuitions. A year. I mean, I
This
just
is
finished on
interesting.
GTA. God bless you. Thank you. We received that right back at you. I just finished on Grand Theft Auto. God bless. Did you have a good run? Hope so.
What's GTA? Is that
I
the
think
game?
that video game. I think.
Oh, okay.
I think. I don't know. I think.
I always called it Jeet.
Jeet. Jeet. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So there's that, and that's good evening, Harry. God bless you. And I mean that's where the conversation led. However, let's get the conversation moving once again, and see where the conversation goes after
Yeah,
this. shall
no,
we?
I'm just also waiting for some of our people to join in.
Right.
I'm
So-
looking for our usuals because,
Yeah.
they're up and at them with us on time. And
Usually we get started sometimes as late as 8:30.
so somebody
though.
says, do you play on Xbox? I play Minecraft
she
on Xbox.
Minecrafts hard.
Yeah.
On Xbox.
That's about it.
Hard.
And Tetris
And
once in a while.
no, I used to play Tetris with her, and I had to stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey Harry, and Harry says in Europe there's a list of people who qualify. Yeah, there's something about that here too. I mean, not everybody who needs has access because there are requirements. I not really paying a great deal of attention to that part of it. Some people need it, can't get it. It's odd. The reason we have no doctors available in the hospital is the pay structure allows doctors to make 10 times the hourly pay to be a clinic giving vaccines. Okay, excellent point. Excellent point. And I mean, if we're talking about the healthcare, and I mean, here in Canada, we do have free healthcare. However, you don't envy us too much because you should know that it's changed. Good evening, Jacob.
Sorry,
God bless
I
you.
just
Have a
see-
great. Thank you for stopping in. And
Mercedes is playing with something in her
it
mouth.
has changed because
She's
I mean
throwing it
now
and hitting it.
you're just as liable to go into a doctor's office and see a sign on the wall saying 1 or 2 items per visit because now it's like I mean the healthcare professionals and providers over here, they get paid by the government on a per visit basis. So now they have these little cubicles and you sit in the cubicle, the doctor comes in and he's 5 to 10 minutes, no more than 15, and just all day long, all day strong, one after the other, just I mean, if that's healthcare, then okay, I'm grateful. Again, we're more into preventative medicine here in the Simpson family. We the best an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, right? So,
And see you,
yeah.
Jacob.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Somebody trying to get locked up over there.
Yeah.
Growling.
She's growling.
Growling.
So
Okay.
so let's happiness.
Yeah, let's move on. Let's
Who made
move
you
on.
smile today?
What did you do
Or
today that made you
what
smile?
Who made you smile?
It could be a who, absolutely. What did you do
What
today
made
that
you smile today?
What are you reading, baby?
Oh, she's
5-minute bedtime Bible stories. See, when I was a child growing up in Jamaica, I remembered I had a book, my little Bible stories, and so it became a goal that I had to find one for baby, so that she could share. We could have that shared experience from our childhood. So yeah, we got that for her. Yeah, God is good.
So yeah. I'm not sure. What made you smile today, babe?
Oh, to pick one. What was particular? You know what? We were off schedule today because our regular Sunday rotation. Hi, Angie. God
Hi,
bless
Angie.
you. Thank you for stopping in. God bless. Our regular Sunday slot for grocery shopping for curbside wasn't available, so we had to go this morning, which was Tuesday, which was off schedule for us, which is like like my routine is very, very important. So little things like that can sometimes throw me right out of whack. However, it didn't today, and we went and I was in there, and it was so refreshing because there was a couple of gentlemen in there that were quite. One gentleman actually, I was a little bit surprised because he engaged me in conversation and asked me how I was doing, and he was wearing the mask, and it was just refreshing because I'm not an anti-masker, but I do have a medical exemption, so I can't wear the mask, and generally speaking, you run into all kinds of problems and judgment and so on and so forth. However, this was so refreshing because here was a gentleman who was wearing the mask, and he engaged me. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Typically, I just stick to myself and just, I'm not a head down kind of guy. However, I just, I give people their space and this and that. And that was that made me that, so I gave him a God bless you, and, and I, yeah, I was very appreciative of that, and that really filled my cup. Mm-hmm. It did, yeah. That made me smile. That made me smile today. Mm-hmm. What about you, baby?
What about me? So I did quite a bit, yeah. I actually worked out with them. Well, what did I do yesterday?
But you worked out yesterday too.
Yes, I worked out yesterday, mm-hmm. and then I'm paying for it today. Mm-hmm. And so I had to go do this other workout
today.
And so it was nice though because Callie was like showing me what I had to do, and
baby, that's the baby.
Yeah, it was. That made me smile, and she is just like, I used to hurt before, and now I just can do it. I'm like, okay. And then she was doing this one with push-ups, and she goes, okay, now pop, and she's doing a push-up, and she's popping up, and I'm like, okay.
She's a little mini me.
Yeah. She takes her workout serious, so seriously, yeah. She was she was guiding me this afternoon, and
hey Josh, God bless you. Thanks for stopping in. Mm-hmm. And I mean, no, mom is not mom is a little bit behind us in the workout, mm-hmm. simply because she was recovering from an injury and wasn't able to participate in full workouts, and that injury just subsided with spring. The injury was called winter, and mom abhors the cold, yeah. And the injury, mm-hmm. the injury coupled with it being winter outside, mm-hmm. yeah, and we were outside in cold weather, and so we just, mom, get better, and so it's just so fortunate that her healing coincided with spring.
Yeah.
However, she's back, and we're just happy to have her, and she's out there working hard with us as well. Because again, it's that an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, right, Grandma Debbie? An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Yeah. So what did you guys do today? If happiness is a choice, what did you do today that made you smile? Grandma Debbie, what did you do today that made you smile? Josh, if you're still here, what did you do? What did you do, Harry? Whoever's here, TikTok. Hey, Pop, we see you. DJ, hey, hello both. Good morning. Shout out to me from San Francisco. Oh no, San Francisco, Agusan del Sur. Where is that?
Yeah.
Your boys are so tall. Do they play basketball? Facts. Yes, they both play. 6'8", 6'6". They both play, and they're both beastly. Good evening, Pop.
There's
God bless you.
Pop. Hi, Pop.
God bless you. God bless you. What'd you do today, Pop, that made you smile? What'd you do today, Pop, that made you smile? And so we got a couple people in the house. So let's bring out. Scoot over a little second, sweetie. Let's bring out corn.
Work.
The corn plop. Work, and that made you smile. That's great. Say a wise person once told me. He says, "Find something that you love to do, and find somebody willing to pay you to do it." Philippines. Hey, Philippines in the house. Philippines. God bless you. Thanks, Philippines. Thanks for stopping in. So here is the corn plant that we're currently engaged in trying to name. The bonsai was Abe, and the other bonsai is Mr. Miyagi. This is a corn plant.
Corn on the bob.
The three names. Corn on the bob. Yeah, Harry. The three names to choose from are four names. Corn on the bob, Margarita, Sage, and Big Ben. Corn on the bob, Margarita, Sage, and Big Ben. I want to be that crazy TikTok guy that only does TikTok videos with his plants. I want to be that guy. Is that your first vote? Pop, didn't you vote already yesterday? How many times you gonna vote, bro? How many times you gonna vote?
Oh, that's your bonsai friend, baby.
Okay, yes, I know. He said his bonsai. But you can get bonsai plants in the Philippines, maybe even better than what I can get here.
I just want to add there.
Pop
Debbie
said he did vote. Sorry.
Yeah, Debbie said
Corn
she
on
did
the bob.
she did some more of her flowers, and she loves flowers.
Oh,
what
God
made her
bless
smile.
you, Debbie. Thank you. God bless you, Grandma
Angie,
Debbie.
if you're there.
And corn on the bob. We got a vote for corn on the bob from Grandma Debbie. Thank you, Grandma Debbie. And that's corn with a K, by the way, Grandma Debbie. Corn with a K. So corn on the bob. Your choices are. Thank you, Pop. We love them too. That is one of the things that we do to feed into our happiness here in the Simpson family home. We've developed a thing for corn. For plants.
Angie, corn on the bob.
Got another vote for corn on the bob. Corn
Mike,
on the
if
bob
you're
is killing it, Harry.
Mike Dojo, if you're still there.
Yeah, Mike.
Corn on the bob.
Corn on the bob, margarita, sage, or Big Ben.
I vote for Big Ben.
You voting for Big Ben? Okay, I'll let you throw in a vote for Big Ben. There you go, sweetie. Big Ben. A vote for margarita. Fifi's voting for margarita. Okay. Okay. Cool. Yeah, and corn on the bob going strong. What's the votes? It's early days.
Yeah.
We got 3 votes for corn, 3 votes for margarita, 1 vote for sage, and 1 vote for Big Ben. So it's early days, and it's pretty tight.
Yeah.
It's pretty tight still. No one's running away with anything. It's like naming a band, Corn on the Bob Singing Plant. Good.
Someone said hi, little.
Hi, little.
Auntie
Where?
Angie.
Oh, it's Auntie Angie. Say hi. Margarita. Hey, Carla's voting for Margarita. Here we go. We got a vote for Margarita. Here we go.
Margarita.
All right. What's that? Hi, Carla. God bless you. Thanks for stopping
hello.
I vote for Big Ben.
in. What'd you do that made you smile
Look at
today?
she's telling her sister what to
What'd you
vote
do that
for.
made you smile today, Angie? What'd you do that made you smile today, Carla? What'd you do that late to the party? Jody. Hey, Jody. God bless you. Pick a name for. Did you vote on the corn plant yet, Jody?
Oh, before I forget, Carla, thank you for that link on Sunday.
Oh, that was fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fire.
I was dancing in the house with the dog.
Oh, that was fire. That link was fire. Yeah, we had that going. It was a Sunday night dance party. It was nice. That was fire. This is a corn plant, and the naming of the corn plant. So the names are the choices to choose from: corn with a K on the bob, corn on the bob, margarita, sage, or Big Ben. Cast your ballots. A corn band. Cast your ballots. Yes, sweetie?
I'll pick Big Ben.
Okay.
I'll go with Callie.
Okay. Justice and
Dude, that's
Bucky
not.
are going with Big Ben. What?
Dude, that's not corn.
That's not corn? No, it's a corn plant. We know it's not corn. It's really? It's not corn? Damn it. So much for being self-sustaining this year.
Oh, boy.
No, apparently it's called a corn plant.
I gotta vote.
That's what the
That's
tag
what
in
the
there
tag
says.
says. It's called a corn plant.
Yeah.
What do we know? It makes us smile. It's pretty.
Okay, names again. So Diane. So
Oh, God bless Diane. Cousin Di is here. Now it's a party. Here we go.
So corn on the bob.
Corn on the bob. Corn with a K.
Corn with a K. Margarita.
Margarita with an M.
Sage. And then the
Sage.
last one is
Big Ben.
Big Ben.
Big Ben. You want to vote, Ryder?
Yeah, I was thinking sage or margarita.
Well, you got to pick one, though.
Wait, there's sage.
Okay, there's Sage. You can't change your vote. You already voted. I know, right?
Margarita.
DJ. Yeah, DJ. Yeah.
Margarita.
Margarita. Okay, got another vote for Margarita. So Margarita slipped out into the lead there with 5. 5 votes. Yeah.
Oh, I think she wants to know what's my profile name on Twitch. I think it's Viking Goddess.
That's her gaming handle.
Yeah.
Can I see it again? Absolutely. Excuse. Here is the corn plant. No, I'm kidding. That's baby.
It's Charlie with the plant.
Margarita is flower also.
See, and I love how I can just hide behind it, and I can just like snipe. We're playing some like Warzone or something.
Yeah.
I can just hide behind this, and this little hole right here is perfect for my sniper rifle. Right, I can just snipe through there. Yeah, I love that. Yeah. I'm trying to be that. I want to be that crazy TikTok guy when I grow up. That crazy plant guy that only makes videos with his plants.
That's what I want to be when I grow up.
Yeah.
What is baby? Baby's vote was Big Ben, I believe. That's what Baby voted for. Baby and Bucky both. And check out Bucky up top there with the Tiffany. What do you call that? The crimped hair. You guys, you remember that, Jody, from the '80s? Cousin Di. No, Cousin Di. You remember that? You ladies will remember that. What am I talking about? Not Carla. Carla. You might just barely remember this. You remember the crimped hair, Tiffany? Running just as fast as he can. Holding on to one another's hand, trying to vote for Margarita because it looks tropical from Cousin Di, and up top Margarita is a flower also. However,
And Jody second that vote for Kelly.
second to vote for Callie, another vote for Big Ben. Thank you. And I remember in grade 8. Yep. Angie, you're who I need to ask about hair. You remember the crimped hair, Angie? You remember crimping irons and all that? You remember the '80s hairdos? Here, so Mom braided her hair, and it come out and it look all crimped, and so she's rocking it. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. Hey Marcus, God bless you. Thanks for stopping
hello.
in. I know Tiffany. Running just as fast as me. I think we're alone now.
I even
Doesn't
knew that
seem to
growing
be
up.
everyone around. I think we're alone now. And the funny thing about that is that, she grew up to become adult entertainment industry performer. So weird, right? Like, I don't know.
So,
she performed here. There you go.
wow.
Awesome.
Instead of
Abe is alone now.
That's a good one.
Yeah, Abe is alone now. Where is Margarita? The Plant family. Yeah, we're the Plant family. Where is Margarita? Margarita, I think Carla is referencing is a drink. Tropical drink, I think. That's the one Carla is referencing.
Ryder, which
I
one
think.
did you pick?
Margarita. He picked Margarita.
Yeah, finish it up. Yeah. What did you vote?
What was your vote?
Margarita.
Margarita? Did I write it down?
Yeah.
Did I mark it down? Thank you. Okay, so
Just
vote
so you know.
tally.
5.
Vote tally.
Big Ben.
He did already.
Okay.
Vote tally. Margarita has a slight lead now with 6 votes. Corn on the Bob is still holding steady with 3 votes. Big Ben has made a surge and is now 4 votes. And Sage pulling up the back end with a single vote. So let's go Sage. Go Sage. Hey, Angie's voting 1 corn on the Bob. 1 corn on the Bob. Okay.
Actually, I want corn now.
Plant drink.
You know what? I've been looking, and it's just the corn head that I've been seeing just hasn't been tropical plant drink. Hasn't been very happy. Hasn't been very happy looking. It's just, it just,
They're just sad.
you're just sad and small, and yeah. So normally I would grab a corn because then I like to do it on the barbecue a bunch of different ways.
Yeah.
Barbecue corn.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's go, Angie.
Angie.
Angie, you got no way, baby, for the win. Yeah. Yeah. Abe needs a companion. Oh, Abe has
Yeah.
lots. I mean, we got a few plants to get through.
And he's
to
been
name.
wanting me to get a hold of the
plant family.
couple
Yeah.
that we get our plants from because he wants to go pick up some more.
They have a greenhouse in their
Oh, right.
home. It is amazing.
I'm trying to hold off. Just
Are we gonna name the Venus flytraps?
We'll get around to naming them. I got to do something with my Venus flytraps, Jody. I don't know. I'm a little bit at a loss. I think I don't need to repot them, but I need to top up the soil and just give them some more.
they need peat moss.
They need peat moss?
Yeah, that's what I told you before you put them in the soil. Because peat moss absorbs all the moisture that they require. That's why they were in peat moss.
See this look on my face?
Yeah.
This look on my face is saying, I'm saying inside my head right now, I really should have been paying attention that time when we had that conversation, but it was a conversation about plants that I don't particularly care for.
Someone
So,
said green.
the plant reminds me of a palm tree, makes me want to soak in the sun with a sweet and salty margarita. I love it. I love how I can hide behind the leaves, and I really need to pay more attention when my wife talks to me about plants. I'm sorry, baby.
Yeah,
Where do we get peat moss?
I don't know. I'm still looking for, the stuff for my orchids. Pellets for my orchids.
Where do I get peat moss, Jody? Yeah, writer?
And
It's called Jasmine voting for Margarita.
Jasmine voted for margarita. Thank you.
better check with those two.
Margaritas.
Yeah, oh, baby said
No more
I'm gonna cross it out.
margaritas.
Rach knows things. Yeah, she does. She does. Because she especially knows stuff about putting stuff together. And like, I'm a dude. I like to try to figure stuff out on my own. But yeah.
I like following instruction
She
and doing
does.
it right.
You should always pay attention to your happy wife, happy life. Yeah, you sure enough. Sure enough. I know better. I do. I know better. Every once in a while, I want to strike out on my own, right? I can do this too. I can do stuff. You remember what's his name from The Godfather? Pop. You remember the brother? What was his name from The Godfather? There, he says, "You just passed me over." With Al Pacino, the brother was not the one that was not as smart. What was his name? It's on the tip of my tongue. It's like, I can do stuff too. I'm smart too. I get like that sometime, and it just gets me into trouble. I should just chill. Hey, thank you for the votes. However, what did you do today that made you smile? It's so important. Let's get to the.
I think we're missing. Did we get Jody? What made you smile today?
Yeah, and cousin Di, what did you do today that made you smile? And TikTok, what did you do today that made you smile?
And Instagram.
Grandma Debbie let us know already that.
Okay, she's yeah.
And so because if happiness is a choice. If happiness is a choice, and we've identified that something in our current situation or circumstance, and our current situation and circumstance is never permanent, right? That always fluctuates and changes with time.
There she's.
And if happiness is a choice, Fredo, yes, thank you, cousin Di. That was the name from The Godfather. The brother,
Wow.
Fredo, and when he went to Cuba. So interesting how that movie tied in with the Cuban Revolution, and it was Castro that punted the mob out of Cuba, right? So interesting how that all, and how he's portrayed in North American literature as opposed to how he's viewed by his own people. Interesting conversation for another day. So if you identify, yes, Fredo, question mark, yeah, Fredo, that is in fact his name. If you identify then that your situation or your circumstance is making you unhappy, then how do you get from where you are to being happy? And quite simply, we've identified that the first step along the process, and it's a multi-step process. However, the first and easiest step is just to identify the little things that make you happy and feed into that. I can tell I can tell you what ruffled my feathers today. Yeah, let's go. Let's hear it, Carla, please. And it's also, time for the littles to. The littles have been waiting patiently.
Not even patiently. They're just trying to. They're enjoying.
This one here is just enjoying the conversation. However, up you get. It's bedtime. Let's go. Come on. Say goodnight to aunties. Say goodnight to Grandma Denby. And then Mom is just kicking me under the table. She just straight up just donkey kicking me.
Send them to bed now.
Get those kids to bed. I'm sorry.
Don't blink, babe. Don't blink.
You'll just hear under the table just.
Any more votes for Big Ben?
Yeah, more votes for good.
Oh, wait.
I made a huge mistake of leaving 3 teenage boys to assemble a futon frame unattended. Apparently, it's your inherent male DNA. Yeah, I mean, the cool thing about that is that leaving 3 teenage boys to put together a futon, and some people here might not even know what a futon is anymore. You see, we're dating ourselves a little bit. We talk about a futon, but the thing is, a futon is one of those little things, and it go from a bed to a couch, right? Day couch, and then lay it down, nighttime bed, right? Now you leave 3 teenage boys to assemble that. The cool thing is you ended up probably with like a car.
Maybe. Also, Pop here. He says, is it okay to ask a deep, observational off topic?
Absolutely, Pop.
Just
Absolutely.
don't put it in the sink. That's fine.
You sound well educated. What did you study? You know what? I studied at the School of Life. I'm a high school dropout. And what I have is an abundance of lived life experience and a plethora of common sense. I have a love of words. So that might be what I've been reading since I was a small child. Anything I could get my hands on, I just absolutely devoured. I love to read. And I have something of a good memory.
Right.
However, the problem is I have no control over what sticks. So just the most mundane and irrelevant. Yeah, but no, not well educated at all. Educated in the School of Life.
Oh yeah.
Good night, love you.
Oh boy.
Say good night to aunties, grandmas. Yep. Everybody,
night.
TikTok family, God's family. Yep.
Vote for
Say good night. Yep.
Vote
Boy. So, a couple of things here.
Going out.
Pop said sure.
Vote for
Good night,
Big
sweet
Ben.
dreams. Going to Go.
So
Good night.
he wants to ask a deep observation
Off top. Absolutely. Go
and
ahead,
I
Pop.
said, sure, go ahead. And then Carla, so what ruffled her feathers? She asked her 11-year-old boy to clear and set the table.
Okay. Oh, I was about
Ruffled.
to use. It's just next. I was about to give him some Vicks. What do you getting some Vicks? What do you want some on that? Sorry.
Yeah. And then, so that'd be interesting, 11-year-old boy. So if that ruffled her feather, I need to know more.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jody, she says she had an S day. What made me happy was chatting with Rachel today.
Hey.
Yes, that was-
fantastic.
It was like, it started off as three of us conversing, and then we ended up moving off to a different platform. Okay.
Yeah.
And
The
then,
AC is off.
so Carla, he said, Mom, what about consent? I mean, you can't tell me what to do.
Oh, Oh, but hold up, Pop. Hold up. Well, hold up, Pop. I haven't forgotten you, and thank you for your honesty. We'll get to you. Go ahead, please.
No, it's like one of those are those testers.
Yeah.
They're like pushing your boundaries
Yeah.
at that age because like how
That's their
far
job.
can I how far can I push today? What was your response? Oh, so she did. Oh, Auntie Angie said night littles, and then Carla said, so I chimed back, okay, you can play your video games. I do not consent you to eat in my house.
And I mean, these are, and I mean, someone might say, oh, you're a terrible parent. I say, great job, Mom, taking your power back.
Yeah, exactly.
I say, great job taking your power back. I mean, come on now. I mean, listen, we can allow our children to hold us hostage, or we can choose to parent and empower ourselves to do so. I mean, children will push buttons. That's their job. That's their job.
Yeah.
You know, we take away video games if we need to. We take away electronic devices if we need to. Whatever to get your attention. Whatever is required to get your attention. Right? Consequence is not a four-letter word. It's a fact of life. Good action breeds good consequence. Poor action breeds poor consequence. It's just a fact of life.
Ooh. And I seen this thing
Good
today
night,
on
It's not important.
it was like the summer kind of like a day planning for your summer for kids, and you're required to fill out every
Good night,
every
son. Love
task
you.
before you could actually play video games. So you have to read for 20 minutes, you have to this and that. Oh,
See, both our ladies here, please, whenever you're ready.
yeah. I was
Yeah, no, finish your thought
Sorry.
though before you forget. Finish your thought
It's
before
gone.
you forget.
Oh no, the summer schedule. So I'm thinking of actually even creating one for the children where they're actually they have to there's just little things on there. So 20 minutes of reading, creating crafts, and doing their chores, this and that, and then get to play.
Right.
Because gaming is a privilege. It's not a right.
That's right. And I mean, it's not that we're against it. We game.
Yeah.
We're gamers. What do you play that mundane, mindless Minecraft? And I play League of Legends. So we are gamers ourselves when we find time. It's one of the little things that we do to make ourselves disciplined. Good night, love you. So let's finish up this thought here. Like what Jody says, I would say call CFS. Just remember, they will remove you, not me. And Carla, yeah, right. And Carla says, with a tear in his eye, he said, "Well, I guess I'll do my chores." And then this is the important piece here. He later apologized at supper that he was out of line.
Perfect.
And I mean, he only was able to do that, Carla, because you made it safe for him to do so. Now, had you gone ballistic and went ape poop,
Yeah.
right? However, you stayed in the moment. You maintained your calm. You retained your power, and he would, as Mom said, he was just testing the perimeter. There's the electrified fence, the force field. He's just testing the waters, if you would. Just let's put a little toe in the water and see how Mom feeling today. Well done. And so coming back up here to Pop, and however, very quickly says, you sound like you have great parenting skills. It's not something that we work at. It's like, for instance,
And-
when I was in jail in 2015, I took a AAA parenting course. That course is geared towards younger children. However, I felt that, parenting at any age, it's something that we work at. We've been working at it for years, 13 and a half years in child welfare. And myself, I've been on this self-healing journey for 20 plus years.
Plus also parenting for 25 years.
And and I mean, lived life experience. And I mean,
Yeah.
Jody said, excellent parenting example, Carla. Okay, so Pop, very quickly. And Pop had asked if he could ask a serious question a little bit off topic. And this is going back to something an ongoing conversation that we've been having over the time. And Pop is now screwed up the courage to ask. So God bless you, Pop. I mean, this is a safe space. What is with the Free Palestine movement? Now, I'm not engaged currently in a Free Palestine movement. I like to think of myself being engaged in a No More Injustice movement. Of course, Bob. And quite simply, the situation in Palestine, as I understand it, is unjust and has been so. And this is nothing new. This is not. I mean, it's only reaching ahead now. It's in the papers now. However, this is. I mean, the Jewish peoples invaded Palestine back in World War I. I mean, that's when that land was given to them. That land was given to them by the British government, I believe it was, for helping them to win that war against Germany. Right? Yeah, look it up. And so, the thing is I know the dates on the Palestine, when Palestine changed hands, I'm not entirely sure. And it's so interesting. What's interesting about Palestine is that Palestine, I believe, yes, Mom, thank you. I believe that Palestine is in the Middle East. And they say that the Middle East is not a part of Africa. It is not a part of the African continent. But the thing that separates the Middle East from the African continent is the Suez Canal. And the Suez Canal is man-made. So what do you mean that the Middle East is not a part of the African continent? And if the Middle East is a standalone nation, where's the Middle West? Or the Middle North, the Middle South? It's just the Middle East all by itself. And then there's Africa. Whatever. It really doesn't matter. However, because you asked the question.
It needs to make sense.
Make it make sense, right? Make it make sense. And so Palestine, in 1492, Christopher Columbus is said to have discovered North America and claimed it in the name of the Queen of Spain, I believe it was. And the problem that I had with that, even as a child, is that how do you discover a land that already has people in it and claim it in the name of anyone other than the people who are the original inhabitants of the land? The Palestinians are the original inhabitants of Palestine. And the Jewish peoples came and displaced them. And they didn't come to share the land. They came and did the exact same thing that they did with here in North America with the indigenous peoples, and they put the indigenous peoples on the reserves, on the worst parcels of land imaginable. And it's exactly what they're doing in Palestine. And these Palestinians, who this is their land to begin with, they require passports to get from the few areas that they can inhabit. They require passports to get from one place to the next. And then when the pictures that you see of Israel, and Israel is... it's a beautiful place to live. It's technologically advanced, but you have a war-ravaged section of the same country. You have, the one whole. All you ever see is the beauty of Israel. You never see in the sufferation of Palestine. And so, and again, this is only my humble opinion, and everyone is free to agree or disagree, whatever the case may be. However, I mean, these are the facts, is that you cannot go and claim a land that belong to somebody and claim it on behalf of somebody else. And then when the people them rise up and fight back, you cry foul. And then you cry victim. Oh, poor us. They're throwing bombs at us. What it is they're trying to displace you off the land that you stole from them.
And Jody says, I respectfully disagree. The Israelites were given their homelands back.
The
and
Bible,
that would be,
and that's the Jewish peoples. And again, let's break that down. Again, it's all messed up with religion, right, Pop? This is religion, and this is what religion does. It clouds and it confuses the issues, right? Because you say now the Jewish peoples are claiming to be the true Israelites of the Bible. Well, let's look at the name of let's look at their name. Jewish. Ish is a suffix. It comes at the end of the word, meaning like. So when you put ish at the end of Jew, it means Jew-like, which is to say they are not the original Jews, but Jew-like. The Jewish peoples converted to Judaism either in the 8th or the 13th century. If they were the original Jews, the Israelites of the Bible, there would have been no need for Judaism, or conversion, excuse me. Right? Well, and I'm not going to sit here and say that the Israelites of the Bible were originally black, although they were made up, the Israelites were made up of black, Semitics, indigenous. Do some research. Israel was first a man, the father of the Jews, the father of the Israelites, Abraham. Israel, I've heard Israel being referred to as a people, the Israelites. I've never heard Israel referred to as a land. So the Jewish people saying that it's their right of return. It's not maybe in their literature that I haven't seen. However, I'm not familiar with that, and I'm not a scholar. I'm not a biblical scholar. However, I am familiar with the Bible, and I don't know where it says that Israel was a land.
I don't know what that means. I don't know.
Who would strape? What is strape? I don't know. We don't know what that is, Jody. Jody says, I don't know of a single Jew who would strape. We don't know what that is. Apologies. And again, I mean, this is a tough, touchy subject. However, you have to have uncomfortable conversations if you want to come to concession or resolution on anything. I mean, because problems are uncomfortable, and we can agree to disagree and not hate each other. I have no desire to be right in this. I was just asked a question, and so this is where I get my conviction of belief from, because these are issues that I don't just, when I speak, I have to have the conviction of belief. So believe me when I say that I've looked into the topics I choose to speak on. And this is not something that's been going on for 2 years, 5 years, 25, 50, 100. This is generational. Israel and Palestine, it's generational. It's been going on. It's just in the media now. But it's generational. It's been going on for a very long time.
I lost my thought.
I'm sorry, my dove. Please don't forget to cast your vote. Cast your vote. And what did you do today that made you smile? What did you do? Thanks for the question, Pop. Great question. I hope I answered it adequately. Again, I'm not pro or anti. I'm not so much pro or anti-Israel or Palestine. I'm pro or anti-injustice, because injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere.
So yeah, and she goes, I don't know. I don't know of a single Jew who would strap on to their children as the Palestinians do. Palestinians. And that's the thing. I'm not even aware of actually what's going on. That's not in my area of, say, interest, I guess. I focus on a lot of other stuff right now. So you keep on tabs of what's going on. And I'm not really... So I can't.
Thank you, Carla. Carla says tuning in to you guys makes us, and I mean, I am not. The who are the victims in this? Regardless, there are victims on both sides, but this is a political battle, and when you have politics involved, the lives don't matter. The lives, the 1%, they don't care about the lives of the 99%. We're expendable. I don't know if a single Jew who would strap bombs to their children as the Palestinians do. I'm going to be completely honest. That's a little bit of an insensitive statement, Jody. I'm feeling that's a little bit of an insensitive statement. However, I mean, I don't condone extremist actions in any way, shape, or regard. I don't. I don't have any understanding of a parent that could do that to a child. However, I do know that I would fight for mine. And I wouldn't sacrifice my children, but if you come to take mine, you're going to have to deal with me, right? And that's what I'm saying, is that the Israelis came and took what was not theirs. And the rightful owners of the land are fighting back. And now the Israelis are crying victim. That's not just. And it's not something that just happened. It's been going on. And I'm not saying that they don't. However, that's what we see on TV, and I've learned in my own lived life experience that if I don't see it with my own two oculars, then I can't accept it to be true, not unequivocally. Because at the end of the day, I believe that I don't know anything outside of my own lived life experience. At the end of the day, I'm taking what somebody else has to say, and I'm putting it. I'm taking your word for it, because I'm putting it through my own filters of good, godly common sense and my own lived life experience. But however, I just don't know. So, I put the pieces together and I put it through my filters and I go from that. Which allows me then to say that if your truth makes more sense than mine, well, by my nature, I'm forced to adopt yours. Mm-hmm. Where do you want to go with the
No,
conversation?
I just. Oh, that's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, I lost it. Something about conversation. And that's where
Again, hang on a second, sweetheart. Again, Debbie, the Jews are reclaiming their own land. The problem with that statement is that at the time when Palestine was in the hands of the Palestinians, the Jews were living in Germany. So what land are they reclaiming? What land they were living in Germany? And if they were the true Israelites, then they would have been coming out of Africa. And as the historians say, Middle East is not a part of the African continent. And in the Bible, it says that, God promised the land of milk and honey to the Israelites, but that's known to be Canaan. That's known to be Canaan, not Palestine. And Canaan, at one point, was the part of the African continent. And the Holy Land, Canaan. The part of the African continent, and we've already established that the historians came and said that the Middle East is no longer part of the African continent. So that can't be right. That can't be right. A lot of holes in their theories of the right to return. A right to return to a land that, why did they leave? Why did they leave? Why did they leave in the first place? What is their response to that?
There's so much questions I have because I'm looking at the whole perspective of history, written by the conqueror.
And that's what we need to remember. History is written by the conqueror. That's why it's called his story.
So I'm looking at that point of view, and then also the cultural aspect of it. Were they nomadic people? So I have so much questions. And like you say, unless you actually know what's going on, like if you are there and you're seeing it,
it's tough.
I
tough.
have a lot of questions.
Facts. Christ was a Jew. You'll get no argument there. However, these peoples don't claim to be Jews. They claim to be Jewish, which is to say Jew-like. And again, if they are the original Jews from the biblical Jews, the Israelites, why did they convert to Judaism? It was either the 8th or the 13th century that the Jewish peoples converted to the current Jewish peoples of Germanic descent converted to Judaism in either the 8th or the 13th century. If they were in fact the Jews of the Bible, there would have been no need for conversion because they would have been Jews all along. Or, yeah. At any rate.
Sorry, Jordan.
What's up?
What made you smile today?
Yeah, his story. Interesting. You like that, right? Yeah.
Jordan's currently having his second supper. So
Second
I thought
supper.
Second supper is making me smile. I'll tell you that.
Oh.
Second supper is making Jordan smile. And again, Hamas and all terrorist groups, I have nothing, I can't say anything about terrorist group, Hamas, Boko Haram, Al-Qaeda, whatever you want to call them. It's just so interesting to me, though, that if you look back far enough, you'll see that these entities are mostly CIA trained and funded, right? Because American interests have been destabilizing interests in Africa from time. That's just, if Palestine in fact equals Hamas, I can't say that. I can't say anything about that. And again, it's not even so much that I'm pro-Palestine and anti-Israel as it is that I'm pro-justice and anti-injustice. And that situation from jump was unjust. I mean, you look at here in North America, the balance of power dictates that the Canadian government is empowered. The Canadian government is empowered. And the people that originally owned the land, there's some communities that they don't even have clean drinking water. In Shoal Lake, where we get our water, like you're talking over 500 kilometers of pipe that they had to divert from Shoal Lake to get our clean drinking water to Winnipeg. They don't have clean drinking water in Shoal Lake. You mean you couldn't put an offshoot, the couple kilometers to their community so to make sure that they got clean drinking water too? Right? They only got a highway to Shoal Lake just in the last 10, 15 years. We've been getting water from there for 50 years and better. The balance of power is not just. The balance of power is not just. And I mean, the thing that offends me the most, and this is the politics of it, And that I get bitter. Jody says that she loves me, but I am coming across as a bitter biscuit because injustice riles me. Because this is what is at the heart of it for me. Because you could have come to North America, and when you came to North America, you were met with open arms. It's like what we have is yours. We're happy to share. But that wasn't enough. It's like, no, we want it all, and you will take what we give you. The idea of that is very offensive to me. You know, you could go to Palestine, and if it was an equal balance of power, I would have no argument. But you have one people that's oppressed, and the other one who are the oppressors, who when the oppressed now fight back, the oppressors are now playing victim. That offends me to my very spirit. That offends me to my very soul.
It's actually a trigger.
It's a trigger. It's my lived life experience. It's my lived life experience with my ex. So yeah, it's a trigger. So yeah, maybe I am bitter about it. However, it's absolutely unjust. It's absolutely unjust, and injustice everywhere is a threat to justice anywhere. Yeah, because unbalanced, and I mean I'm all about balance, Bob. In my life, I'm all about balance, and there is enough. This idea that drives greed is quite simply that there's not enough for me and you. So I have to hoard all the resources because I have to make sure that I have enough. But when is enough enough? And the thing that is so offensive is that there's more than enough for all of us. There's more. Is that the planet is overpopulated? I drove to Alberta. I drove through Alberta pre-lockdown. We had to go get Noah's stuff out of the college that he's attending there, and we drove for hours on end at times and saw no one. What do you mean we're overpopulated? The problem is that we like to live in these city centers. Right? And if you look at it from that perspective, then yeah, I guess we're overpopulated because the cities themselves are overpopulated. But when you look at it from a perspective of landmass, available, livable, areable land, I mean, this is what my oculars were telling me, right? As we're driving along, right? Hours. But the narrative doesn't support that. Greed. What are your thoughts, my love?
Nothing. I'm making a list for tomorrow.
Okay. So we are an hour in. Acres after, right? Pop says acres after acres of arable, habitable land. However, we're being sold this idea that we're overpopulated. I don't know. I don't know what the answers are. However, I do know that there is enough for all. There is enough for all. Imagine this for a second. There's 7 billion people in the world, right? And creeping up to 8, right? Bezos, or the guy from Amazon, is worth $800 billion. He could give every person $1 billion and still have almost $800 billion. The stimulus package that the U.S. released the other day was over $700 billion. It was over $7 billion. I don't remember the exact number, but again, they could have gave every citizen of the earth $1 billion and still had money left over for infrastructure. Lots of money left over. I mean, Bezos, he's worth $800 million. He could give everybody $1 billion and still have pocket change. Greed. So the idea that there's not enough is absolutely ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Greed. And then you say, I know many Jews. Jody says, I know many Jews, and for what it's worth, they're genuinely kind of people. I'm sure they are. But that's not what this is. That's not what this is, because a great many of them, I'm sure, don't even know what the real story behind what's going on in the land over there. Because again, it's a political thing. It's political. It's not. I mean, and the peoples that are living there. I mean, would I go there and displace the Jewish peoples that are living there, that have made a life there, that have been there for generations? I couldn't do that either. That's not what I'm suggesting. What I'm suggesting is to find a way to live in harmony. That's what has me offended, because I mean, you're suggesting that you went and you took the people's land and now you want to throw them off of it. Why can't you share the land? You went and took it. Why can't they have some of it too? It's just like here in Canada, what they're doing with indigenous people. It's no different. I mean, I've been on these reserves. I lived on one working up there for 6 months. And that particular reserve is in the news just the other day because the northern store, it's the Island Lakes Reserve. It's 3 reserves, Island Lake, Wasegamack, Green Hill, Garden Hill, and the third one, right? And the
I actually don't even know.
the store, the one grocery store is on Wasegamack, and it supplies the 3 reserves, right? Now it's flying only, and in the winter the lake freezes, so travel is easy. But in the summertime, but the problem is that now you've got that transition stage, it's thaw. So how do you get from? Well, people have been falling through the ice because they got to get their groceries. You see them portaging and pushing boats across half frozen lake, and they're falling in because they got to get their groceries. There's only one grocery store that services the 3 communities. What are we doing? You're telling me we can't do better? Greed. And it's their land. So yeah, I'm bitter. If you won $100 million, what would you give 100 people $1 million each? No, because then I'd be broke. That'd be foolish.
That's
That's not the point. The point I'm trying to make is that he has 800 million. So he could give away 800 billion, excuse me. He has 800 billion. So he could give away $1 billion to every person in the world and solve homelessness, solve hunger, solve all the world problems, right? And still have more money than everybody else.
baby. But you get 1 million of that yourself.
I get to keep $1 million for myself.
Yeah. You keep 1 million, but you share amongst the other.
If I could keep $1 million for myself and not make my family destitute, I don't require a great deal to make me happy. So you're asking the wrong person. I don't require a great deal. I could live easily off $1 million, easily. I do not require a great deal to make me happy. I have my family, I have my health, my strength, my God. Outside of that, and I mean, all the money belonged to God anyways. So I mean, if I had $1 million or if I had $1, I'd be good. I'd be good because I lean on Him. You know, what I'd like is to just get my own little compound and get off the grid. I just want internet. That's it. So if $1 million can get me my compound, I'd be good. Yeah, I'd be good. Facts. Self-sustaining. With respect to correct you, my mama Jewish friends sent their offspring to the Holy Land. I'm not saying nothing. I'm not saying no to any of that. They call it their Holy Land. Before it was their Holy Land, it was something else to another people. That's what I'm telling you. Before it was their Holy Land, it was something else to another people. So why do they get the right to come and throw the people that are on the land off? Why can't you just share the land? Why can't we just all get along? Get a little Rodney King shout out. Can't we all just get along? Greed, and more greed. Yeah, listen. Where do you want to go, sweetheart? I got my water pop.
No, we were supposed to be closing already because it was over an hour.
Let's
We're
wrap. Final thought to you, my love.
No, I'm good. Today is I've been wanting to just sleep. Because it was just all nice this morning and then it became cold.
Yeah, that sucked the life right out of her.
Yeah, so even during workout I was yawning. We're driving, I was yawning.
Put me right to sleep. I usually do all the driving and she had to drive today.
Yeah, so
all that yawning put me right to sleep.
I'm ready for bed.
It's been she's been saying all day nap time.
Nap time.
But Pop, when you start a new workout regiment, I mean she's been biking and working real hard. So, and also not only that, she's also readjusting and resetting her internal clock because she's getting used to the idea of getting up the crack of dawn because starting on Monday the next phase of life begins. So she's preparing for that. And then there's also the stress of the unknown and the anxiety of going into that new environment and having to deal with the dreaded P word. Oh my God, I don't know what you're gonna do, baby. You're gonna have to go deal with people.
No, it's not. I don't mind people. I can't handle Karens. That's the only.
Yeah.
And the male Karens and female Karens, yeah, I can't handle them.
And you know, the biggest issue that she's having right now is that she's concerned about me. God bless her. That's the biggest issue that she's having right now, because this is a huge change for me, because we're going from spending
24/7.
24/7 together for the last 2 years, and she's leaving me.
She's like,
All of a sudden she doesn't love me anymore. No, so that's a huge change.
Yeah.
That is a huge change. So that is positive. Yes, Pop, thank you. And I've been I have no concern that she's gonna rock. She's gonna absolutely kill it. That's not the problem, Carla.
it's just
That's not the problem. She's worried about me. Everybody needs to be worried about me. What am I gonna do?
And it's also like my anxiety. So it's like walking into a situation, which I was lucky to go into the building and get a tour of actually meeting staff already, even before I had an interview. So it's not like I'm not walking into an unknown environment location. For me, it's just a lot of planning goes in, because I don't like to be late. I don't know what I'm going to eat for lunch. And
For the week.
For the week, 'cause I like to eat.
She likes to plan.
Yeah.
She likes to. There's a Subway right across the street, baby.
No.
I know, right? Good.
And then also keeping the kids' schedule. So even though Dad's going to be home taking care of, I still schedule everybody. So
appointments, doctors, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, Jordan has to write his beginners on Thursday, and I mean, my bad, because I mean, the kid asked me to set that test for him months ago. And the thing is that because I have the medical exemption, like, my anxiety is that I don't go places where I know I'm not welcome. Like, I'll only go where I know I can go. Right? And other than that, I just don't go. So I've been reluctant to do this thing. So Mom took God bless her, thank you, Mom. She took a hold of that, and she went and got that done for him, and he's gonna go do that on Thursday. Go write that on Thursday. So yeah, he's excited about that. We're excited for him. So yeah, a lot going on. You know, a lot of changes. A lot of changes, and you know, change is not a bad thing. It's just, you know, it's it takes getting used to. I'm a creature of habit, and 2 years is a long time to form. Although, I mean, it's crazy. It's been 2 years, man. It could have been yesterday. Because, I mean, time flies when you're having fun, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, but now, like, I'm losing my road dog for half the day, so yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I'll be fine though. I'll be fine. I got this.
And how many
I got this. I got 2 dogs and how many kids to keep me company. I'll be fine.
all right, baby, let's wrap her up.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. 2 years. Yeah. That's just 2 years that we've been because of the hip surgery, and so I've been on disability and everything. So we've been together. She's been a student for the last 3.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
I had to actually think.
Yeah. So.
How's the vote going?
The vote. Let's do a tally on the vote.
Tally before we close here.
Got
I'm
a tally.
pretty sure we actually have nobody new that's joined us. I'm pretty sure everybody has voted already.
No, well, we'll go one more day. We'll wrap it tomorrow, but we'll carry it over one more day.
Oh,
but then,
okay, so.
But the votes for tonight, or excuse me, the running total for tonight is we have 4 votes for corn on the bob with a K, corn on the bob with the K, and we got 7 votes. 7 votes for Margarita. 7 votes for Margarita, and Big Ben has got 4 votes. So Jody will be happy to know Big Ben got 4 votes, and Sage is pulling up the rear with 1 vote. So we need to vote on maybe if there's anybody new on Facebook or YouTube, it's on a corn plant, and the names are Corn on the Bob with a K, Margarita, Sage, Big Ben. Those are the choices. So if you haven't had a chance to vote, please do so. And we're about to wrap because we've been at this for 1 hour and 13 minutes now. So as has become our custom here, Mom has had her final say. So I will close us with a word. And, we're going back to Romans 15:13 on. And just a small blessing for you. May the God of hope fill you with all joy and peace as you trust in him, so that you may overflow with hope by the power
of the Holy Spirit. God bless and keep you. Thank you for spending some time with us. We appreciate you so much. And we'll see you again tomorrow. God bless.
God bless.